So what's the red pill? The news isn't the news. The ACLU isn't for civil liberties. Education isn't about education. The ideological system that we are living in is corrupt. It's really, really, really corrupt. It's transparently corrupt. It's decadently corrupt. So when the system is basically working, when it's relatively honest, we can play by the rules. We kind of go along with it. Even though we think Walter Cronkite's kind of a big lib, we just go along with it. We all go along to get along. We can be nice, we can be polite, we can be genial. When the system becomes too corrupt, too transparently dishonest, then we need to stop playing by the rules. And that's what Trump does. And that's why Trump, I guess in a certain sense, is the great dispenser of the so-called red pills. Because Donald Trump, he doesn't play like a Democrat, and he doesn't play like a Republican used to play. Back when we all just went along to get along and were nice and genial, and Republicans would lose a little bit more slowly than they would have lost otherwise. Trump doesn't do that. Trump, is now pursuing through the Department of Justice. So in the executive branch, through the Department of Justice, they are pursuing all these crimes that took place at the end of 2016, at the end of the Obama administration. Things like the unmasking of Michael Flynn, things like spying, illegal spying on the Trump campaign, all of these shenanigans in the deep state. Obama's coming out swinging because I think Obama thinks that the best defense sometimes is a good offense, and he's really nervous that all of the trails point back to Barack Obama knowing about a lot of these nefarious, unprecedented, possibly criminal activities. So Obama's going really hard after Trump. In the old days, the president would refrain from criticizing his successor. That's what Bush did. Bush refrained from criticizing Obama. They played along really nice. But that's not what happens when it comes to Trump, because Trump is actually threatening their corrupt ideological system. So Obama goes yelling, he's saying all awful things about Trump. In the genial, nice, in the old way, in the sort of Bush administration way, they wouldn't have come out swinging. They'd say, well, Mr. Obama has his opinion, we have ours, but they wouldn't come out swinging. They ask Donald Trump about this. He goes, yeah, Obama's totally incompetent. That's just the way he is.
I didn't hear it. Look, he was an incompetent president. That's all I can say. Grossly incompetent. Thank you.
That's the full statement. I'd like to make a full statement. He's completely incompetent. Thank you very much. And then he walks away. People are shocked. They clutch their pearls. On the left and the right, that's not how presidents are supposed to talk about other presidents. Well, Barack Obama started it, didn't he? Barack Obama started this fight because he's getting a little nervous because of the investigations into his wrongdoing. But according to the old system of rules, the Republicans are supposed to just hang back. Oh, it's okay. Look, the media's unfair to us. Yeah, the ACLU's unfair to us. Yeah, the education system's unfair to us. Yeah, Hollywood's unfair to us. Yeah, the bureaucracy's unfair to us. But hey, that's just the system, and we wouldn't want to be impolite, so I guess we just got to go along with it. You can only push that so far. You can only tolerate that tension between the official narrative and the reality so far before you say, nope, we're just going to reject it. We're done with that. What's your response? What the press was waiting for was some kind of really nuanced statement from Trump, and he's going to resist attacking Obama. And no, he's just, no, yeah, Obama is incompetent. He should have added the word corrupt to that. And we're not going to play by those rules anymore. James Woods, great actor, great political observer. He tweeted out this observation. Let's face it, Donald Trump is a rough individual. He is vain, insensitive, and raw. But he loves America more than any president in my lifetime. He's the last firewall between us and this cesspool called Washington. I'll take him any day over any of these bums. Trump 2020. And Trump tweets it. He retweets it. He goes, I think that is a great compliment. Thank you, James. James also insulted him here. He said he's vain, insensitive, and raw. Right? So, there's this story, there's this idea that Donald Trump he's a hair trigger, he's so sensitive that he's gonna, if you say any even remote criticism of him, he's gonna lash out at you. No, in this tweet, James Woods did criticize him. To call somebody vain is that is actually a harsh criticism. But I think Trump actually has, in a way, a sort of humility. I mean, he's joked about this a few times. I remember famously, he was asked about drinking beer. He said, "I'm the only president who's never had a beer. It's the only good thing you can say about me." Could you imagine if I drank beer? Oh, I'd be the worst. If I was a drunk, And that does show a little self-awareness to say, the only good thing you can say about me is I don't drink beer. Trump knows who he is. He knows what kind of guy he is. He knows that in normal times, when we're all playing genially by this system, there is no Trump, right? Don't forget, Trump has been interested in being president since the 80s. But the times were not ready for Trump in the 80s or the 90s or even in the 2000s. He threatened to run for president a few times in the 80s and in 2000, in 2012. But then this is the moment. This is that red pill moment where people say, okay, all the nice nuance, subtlety, charm, Marquess of Queensberry rules that we all played by. Trump can't win in that situation. But now we're past that. Now that difference is between the reality and the illusion has gotten so big that we're ready for a guy like Trump. Thank you for tuning into the Daily Wire, one of the fastest growing conservative media outlets in the country. If you enjoyed this video, and really, even if you didn't, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you don't miss out on any of our content.